Alrighty. We're just gonna give a couple minutes here for people to start rolling in. Thank you guys again for being the early birds and showing up here. After we roll in and have some people, and we'll give the little intro. And yes, the button has been pushed. I have to remember to keep myself clicked on the text chat so the GIFs play in the background. There was a way I could like configure Chrome to play GIFs when I'm not, focused on that window. Um, that would be something that, if possible, would probably make that a little more streamlined. But I understand why it's done. It's a resource thing on for most computers, kind of a waste to run GIFs in the background, kind of a thing. Um, but all right, um, we we're going to be taking it really easy today. Today is going to be the calm before the storm that is Halloween, because exactly a week from now is the Halloween stream. Uh, I don't really know 100% what we're gonna do for the Halloween stream necessarily. I just know it's gonna be a lot of fun because we tend to do some silly stuff, and and otherwise try to celebrate the holiday together. So I am curious from you guys what you all are doing on Halloween. Feel free to use VC text to chat with me while we're streaming here today. We Everything that we stream ends up on YouTube, but it also is on Twitch. And you can watch this either way. You can catch up with the streams quicker on Twitch, or you can wait for my YouTube version by subscribing to the YouTube channel that's on VC text there that Kinky has linked. So thank you so much for linking all that, Kinky. Um, I am joined here with AC and Kinky today. We are going to be largely
Hello.
hello. Yeah, it's I'm so happy to be able to start making stuff with you guys today. It's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, we're taking it easy today. We're not going to like go too hard on anything. I feel like we're mostly going to explore expressions and with our character sheets. So previous streams that we've done here have been all focused on character sheets. This is basically using those character sheets for something that a lot of us do, which is react to things on the internet, particularly on Discord. So we're going to be making Discord stickers today with their characters. And there's going to be a couple different ways that we can accomplish the same goal. So if the first way doesn't really hook you, then the next way should. There's a lot, including spinnies. Look at him go! He's spin. We'll be able to have a lot of fun with Mid Journey Video in order to really bring the life out of these characters that we've developed here. Um, all right, let me give the little intro here. My name is Victor Gnarly. I'm a former visual effects artist for a couple Adult Swim shows, and now I make comics and cartoons online. So I'm so excited to be able to do that stuff with you guys here. If this topic doesn't really interest you, I guarantee you we bounce around a lot. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff that we talk about or do. But every stream we try to tackle a new goal, and today's goal will be how to make these kind of fun expressions that you see AC has posted here. These little emotes that are just common, expressions that we have that like, oh, I'm hungry. Okay, all right. So then I can easily react to my friends with my own custom character, showing that I'm hungry, like things like that. We have a server dedicated to sharing and collecting each other's characters. So it is called Gnarly Studios. You're welcome to join and submit to the character portal on that server. You'll find links to it in the VC text chat up here. You can see it says Gnarly Studios right there. Just hit that join button, and you'll be able to get to this screen pretty quickly. Just click character portal, and you'll find a whole bunch of characters that the community here has put together for you. The only thing I ask you guys to do is that if you do use any of these characters, just post inside of the character portal with whatever you make. Everyone who submits these really, really likes to see their characters explored with other people's prompts. So I just highly, highly recommend that you take your favorite stuff that you've made with the characters here and post them inside of their portal entries here. So with that said, I mocked up a really easy one using Gloomy. Gloomy was from about maybe a month ago or so, and since we're inching towards Halloween right now, I decided to use Gloomy for my little test here. Also because the reference model that I'm using for a style reference, it has cat ears, so it's really easy to translate this. And the key thing is that inside of VC Create, you're going to find a little sample prompt that I put together of just Gloomy, using her as an omni reference, and then as a style reference, we actually have included a style sheet of Gompasta's expression sheet. It's really, thank you so much for providing this. This helped me out today actually quite a lot, just to kind of get something that I felt like a lot of other people could reference. I might make a version of this without cat ears, just so that we get that out of some of the results. But we'll be able to do that quite easily using the editor today. So we're gonna do all that, get you guys a really good starting point to start making some really fun expressions. Oh, hey, Lolo. Good to see you, man. So the cat ear powers are too strong. Yeah, they certainly are. The gravity well for cat girls and cat boys is enormous in Midjourney and just on the internet in general. So leaning against that, we may have to do. But I've done some pretty fun stuff already with this character sheet as the style reference. And a very simple prompt, which is angry expression, pink witch, and cat ears. So I am enforcing it with the prompt of a very loose description of the character, and then the expression that I intend to have at the beginning here. The style reference is really going to just really promote anime expressions, right? So we might make a live action one of these sheets as well, so that you can reference more diverse stuff than this. But we'll also have midjourney.com to go to, and this is my library of expressions that I've been messing with here, just trying to diversify some of the styles that we have. And you can see it certainly works with a more live action or 3D effect. This is Legal Beagle's character with the angry expression as well. And what's funny is that it recreated the actual alpha channel texture that you see in Photoshop and stuff like that as the background for Legal Beagle here, which I just thought was really funny. But I'll go ahead and start to start to explore some of the characters in the character portal with you guys, and as well as start making essentially a expression like grid. I have one here that is at 360 by 360 per what do you call it, per expression or per sticker, because that is the Discord size for these. So like if I paste that into VC text for you guys here, it's just going to be a very, very simple little cube guide for what the expression should be. I meant to put a little sample face in there, but then I got worried that would actually influence some of the results from you guys too, because I know that people just kind of copy links and use them as image prompts and stuff like that. This is not going to be very useful as an image prompt. It will be useful for just making sure that you kind of bingo chart all the different range of expressions that you may need for your character. You'll be able to use either re-rolling the prompts or Midjourney video to actually pull the expressions out of the characters here. So you can see I was messing around with Sage a bit here, but even like live action stuff like this Barbie meme, right? Which I do find really fun. I use this GIF quite often whenever I see something really screwed up on the internet. So I tried to use that and say, hey, give me an angry expression of that. And it mixed a good amount of Gomes art style in there too. So we may have to make one that's more for puppets and stop motion as well. So we're going to do all that today. I'm curious to hear from you guys. Feel free to type in VC text to kind of share what sort of stuff you guys end up making. VC create, sometimes we can miss some things if it goes quite quick today, but I feel like today is going to be a pretty slow day. I feel like we're going to just take it easy and make stuff with y'all today. And I am great. My character sheet needs an update. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a really good idea to keep up with this stuff, especially with newer versions of Midjourney. It is anything that's me has a chance of becoming a Niji sticker emoji. That is true. That is true. If you do use Ancient's character, which he's provided here, there's a chance that he may continue using it. I highly recommend. If you do not have a character, you're more than welcome to use his. You're also welcome to use mine. And it's just to show you kind of how easy this is, right? I am going to go to my screen, my character VTuber model here, and I'm just going to screen cap me right now, like as I'm talking here. Copy. And I'm going to now paste this, and you can see that it has the green screen in the back. I actually do I key out all the green whenever I am streaming. So it kind of screws up sometimes when Rhapsody's streaming and she has green stuff in her screen, because then it'll just key that out. But for this, we should be just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to re-roll this prompt that we have up here. Oops, sorry. Let me copy the link from this image that I just pasted inside of VC Create. We need that first. We need the link to our image. And then I'm going to re-roll the prompt above here. I have remix mode on, which lets me be able to just edit prompts like this. And I'll show you guys how to turn that on if it doesn't happen when you hit reroll. But we're gonna just go ahead and replace the oref with the image that I've linked down here. And then I need to make sure that the that the prompt matches Victor at least a little bit. We're gonna start with the angry expression. Let's do anger expression, and then pale. Wearing black, like pale skin with messy black hair, and popped collar. It's been a while since I updated like this VTuber model. Rhapsody actually made me a really cool one that I've just had a little bit of trouble with the eye tracking on it, so I haven't really used it much. But I really should get into there and update it so that we can use that one as well. But for this, we should be fine with just pale skin with messy black hair and popped collar. And popped. Let's do a black shirt, popped collar with popped collar. There we go. And it is going to have Gomes style reference on there, so let's go ahead and submit this. If anyone wants a potentially useful reference material for emotion and mood references, you can search for Navarasa or Navarasa 9 expressions and get images like this. Navarasa are the 9 moods of Indian classical dance. Oh, that's fascinating. I had no idea that there was this classical dance interpreter. It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to make a live action version, we could easily copy this image and use it as a style reference. But let's go ahead and see what we get with angry expression here. And you can see just how much influence the style reference has on here. We'll be able to adjust that with parameters because I have a bit more angular face, and the style reference features a lot of round face cat girls. So let's go ahead and re-roll this prompt. Ooh, we got one from Golem already. But I'm going to re-roll this, and we're going to add a parameter in here. This one will be hyphen SW, which stands for style weight. This is just how much influence the style reference that you provide has. Let's do a lower number than the default. I'm going to aim for something like 40 or 50. So let's do 40 to start with. And this is just going to pull us a little farther away from these expressions here. Lolo, messy Green Day fan with multiple expressions. I'm a Green Day fan. I mean, maybe when I was 14. But yeah, you have a whole different diverse list here. And this is using 2 different profiles that Lolo has made here. And we should probably check those out, see if they're useful for us here. But just by lowering the style weight, I'm already way happier with these results. I think they look way more like Victor, especially that second result. I think that's a pretty cool look. A Catwoman, angry expression, pale skin. It just made a Catwoman version of me. Thank you, Draxler. I do like how his shoulders are kind of fading into existence here. The most useful, I would say, is either the third or the second one here, because it will let us be able to have some choices here. I went back and found the original this came from. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to assume yoinks means thanks, but cool kids are talking. This is the kind of stuff we're aiming for, though, and this is really going to be promoted by the style reference that Gomez provided. It really gives us the kind of template that we have. We could use it as an image prompt, but it's going to take it very literally then, and I would much rather take the more subjective route of using style references. So I'm going to say that this is a pretty good upset, angry Victor, honestly. But I'm going to do variations on this one because I feel like this has the most potential to be interesting. And we could develop this into complete like character or full body expressions as well. But for now, I'm gonna just do a variation subtle on this and just hit submit. Angry reptile with multiple expressions. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, and this one it doesn't use any sort of image prompts to kind of guide the results here. So you're going to get a lot more diversity in the styles that are here, including the kind of like kind of messier line work that comes with the more conceptual art that you'll find that Midjourney makes. So what I like about the style reference that Gomez provided is that we have these hard outlines, and we could use prompts to promote it to be even more like a sticker, right? Like to say black background with white border, like that kind of thing. But depending on your use cases, I tend to like it where it doesn't look like I slapped a literal sticker on my screen. I tend to like it where the characters just kind of invade the chat. So now that we have all of these here, these are way more interesting now. Just with a single variation subtle. I didn't change anything with the prompt. I'm just re-rolling the what is it, the context of the composition. Variation strong, however, will change the composition. That's essentially going to give us something that is like the original, but is going to diversify from there in terms of the actual composition of the image, or like, you know, like the number of heads that are shown, or the exact poses that are being featured here. I really like the second top right one. There's just so many options that we get just off of doing these big results here that we can pick and choose from individual results as long as it's in line with what we want. So I'm going to go with the second one here. I think that one's pretty cool. It's an angry orange, yes. Oh my god, it's okay. The bottom left one is literally a JoJo character as as an orange. I kind of want to see a bunch of like fruits and vegetables as just like intense anime combat. That'd be fun. But ooh, I'm liking all these so far, and I see you guys are definitely experimenting here. I love that. Let's go ahead and now upscale. I tend to do one upscale subtle and then 3 upscale creatives. And the reason I do this is because I get really, really picky about the small like minutia or like small details of like the rendering, the final render. Especially when it comes to texture, you're going to see a lot of texture issues if you just kind of go off of your initial results every time. I try to find something that gives me the flattest results so that it's the easiest for me to edit in Photoshop and stuff. If you don't have Photoshop, if you don't have any of these programs, then you're more than welcome to use a generic version or MS Paint or anything like that. I'm going to try my best to not delve too deeply into other programs today, as tempting as that might be sometimes. I definitely enjoy all the tool sets of the editor now that we can use. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at these creative upscales here because they're all coming in now. So first, I'll start with the subtle. Where am I looking? Upscaled, upscaled, upscaled. Okay, these are just gonna all say upscaled. That's fine. So the subtle one is usually the first one that we have here. It tends to render the quickest. And now let's take. I'm only looking at the top right expression because that's my favorite. He's kind of a snaggletooth in this one. Let's not go with that. I kind of like like that's kind of weird, gross, kind of expression. I don't mean he's gross. I just mean it's like, finally fixed the computer, or rather the bits I need right now. I'm so glad, Kinky. Computer troubles are such a headache when it comes to doing what we do. Oh, look at this. Look at but look at this. Look at how cute tiny angry AC is. I feel like he was denied a toy at Target. Like is he's just having a tantrum. It's so cute. And I see that we got some really fun stuff from you guys already. So let's go ahead and start building this sheet for me though, and then we'll go ahead and make a different style than anime for the next one, so that if you guys are diversifying, we tend to have a lot of anime users here, so it's not like anything too crazy. To start off with this, I feel like it's going to relate to most people. But when it comes to the sheer range that people have, I know that we're going to want to do some puppets. We're going to want to do some live action ones as well, just to get as a starting point. So I'm going to go with this one here, and I will now copy this like so. And we will bring this into Photoshop for me anyway. I'm just going to open up Photoshop here, paste this into here, and then I will just isolate the expression that I want. So it'll be this one. I tried to remove whatever bits of the other expression that ends up getting in the selection here, like so, and then crop that in. The idea here is that by using masks, which is what I'm using here in Photoshop, I don't actually delete anything. I'm able to just go ahead and have like everything saved inside of my Photoshop project doing that. So now I'm gonna just leave this one here, and we're gonna go to the next expression here, which is sad. And I could do this all day. I mean, I love working with these expressions and finding all the the best results from each one. But I also want to experiment with some of Ural's stuff here. Oh, look at it's Lolo's. I can tell Lolo from a mile away. He has such a distinct style for me. It's one of those where I'm just like, oh, it's got the big eyeballs and I know that you're doing some pickle stuff here, but I definitely dig it. I love it when you guys have a style that I can see from. There's Reveille. I can recognize you guys not just by your characters, but by the way that you express yourselves within Midjourney. It's so cool. It really just shows you the true diversity that we have here. But at this point, I do want to let's first make one of the character sheets that doesn't have the cat ears. I'm sorry that I'm going to have to surgically remove the cat ears from your character for this golem. But I do think that it's going to help some of the people. Yeah! See, that's the kind of stuff we can do here. It's just these little reactions that we can now make. It just makes me laugh, and I think this will be just a really fun interactive way for you guys to do this. But there's another benefit of doing this, which is making VTubers. This is how you can make very simple PNG tubers, as they're called online, which is just a series of 3 or 4 images that represents your character reacting, to your voice as opposed to a webcam. Like I'm using Adobe Character Creator in order to make my character move around and talk and all that kind of stuff. But PNG tubers are basically like using 3 of these images, and every time you talk, it lights up. And that's actually what Kinky is using here. So every time she speaks, it's going to just glow and show her mouth opening up and her eyes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just like this. When I do this, I do this.
Yeah. So if you want that same exact experience, then that's going to be the next step after we have these expressions done. Because once you understand your character from the range of your character, then you'll be able to to make these little reactions more feel more planned and otherwise whole, and most of all consistent. I think that's going to be the big one. You can go ahead and if you do have a successful sheet like this, you can use that as the sheet as well. But I am going to edit Gomes now, and we're going to use the editor to do that. So let's go ahead and hit copy image address or copy image, whichever one's easier for you. And we're going to go to midjourney.com for this and hit edit. I'm going to edit by URL for this one. It's fun doing these sheets and putting them into usable stuff in Discord. Yeah, that's the first use case of this. I would say is that you can make a server on Discord for yourself. You don't even need to invite any of your friends or anything like that, but you can make a server and just start making emojis and stickers and stuff. I think you need Nitro to share them outside of your server, but it's a really easy way to just get them hosted and otherwise available to you. I recommend most people have their own private server anyway. It's just a good place to depot everything that you're doing, right? Like if you are developing a character, you're developing a story, you're doing something that is otherwise going to be a collection of images and text. A Discord server is one of the cheapest ways to host things on the internet. Honestly, like it's cheaper than Google Drive. It's cheaper than a lot of other services. Like it just to do that. So just start a server. It's really and then if you want to invite friends to it, but you don't need to. But what we're going to do here is inside of the editor, we are just going to use the erase tool here under Paint, and we're just going to start removing these ears, and that's just going to get us a version of this sheet that is not cat girl. For anyone that's not doing cat boys, cat girls kind of thing. So let's go ahead and just one by one select all of these, and we are then just going to run a pretty generic prompt to get this cleaned up here. Noob Lady says, I just want Peach Cat and Goma, not others. I'm emotionally attached to Peach. Aw. The one thing I will say that when you are removing these, understand that shadows and highlights heavily depict or dictate what sort of results you're going to get with this. If you notice, the highlights in her hair actually twist and change slightly as it gets closer to the ears because they're being influenced by the ears. So we want to make sure that we also include that in what we're erasing, because otherwise it may influence the results and we just get more cat ears. This is a pretty easy thing to avoid with this image, but a lot of people overlook the influence of shadows underneath the characters that they are removing or adding or anything like that to a scene. So like if you are, say, trying to insert a character using the editor, I highly recommend including a good chunk of the ground as well underneath your character so that it can generate a realistic shadow for your character as well. Highlights don't, are probably going to be included inside your character, but shadows particularly tend to be the difference maker when it comes to making this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and now that we have all the ears selected here, I'm just going to say anime girl as a default. Just get us something to start with here, and we'll see how that comes out. We may do a negative prompt in order to avoid cat ears if this keeps generating cat ears, but I doubt it. I think we'll be fine off of this. So let's just give that a minute here. Alrighty. We were a little side note here because I saw a ping from Reveille about this. I was playing Catan yesterday with Golm, Drolanak, Rhapsody, Tanner, and oh shoot, I'm gonna forget the fourth one. I'm so sorry. The fifth one. Why am I blanking on you right now? I'm so sorry. But we were playing a full room of it's Troll for You. Yes, thank you. Oh God, I'm so sorry, Troll for You. Yes, I Troll for You was there too. We had all six of us playing Catan, And at one point, we just started throwing our sheep on the table and started calling them battle sheep, right? Like they were hitting each other. And Reveille lets me know that there is a board game called Battle Sheep. I had no idea. I thought that was fun. Okay, sorry about that. That was just a random tangent. But if you look here, with just anime girl as the prompt for the voids that we included around the ears, we have removed the cat ears entirely on all 4 results. So now it's just a matter of picking which one we like. I'm gonna go with this one here, and it doesn't. I gotta admit, Golem, it looks really weird to see your character without cat ears. I feel like she's like, like an assistant for a librarian. It's so wrong. Yeah. There you go. Yes, exactly. Make her bald. We did that for a while. That was actually Bert's thing, okay? I don't want to steal from Bert. Bert had a whole bald thing going on, so you guys are welcome to do that though, if you want. If you do need a bald character, like Reveille might need a bald character sheet, but let's go ahead and just give this one an upscale here. Reveille says, Battle Sheep is so fun. My daughter, who always loved sheep, used to lose all the time when she was little, and now she is cutthroat. Oh, cutthroat in a sheep game. That's interesting. I will have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. I guarantee you my local board shop game does not sell it. I just have 2 small shops here. Now, granted, when Rhapsody came over from Germany to America to hang out with me in my hometown, not my hometown, but where I'm living right now, she was so surprised that a town with like less than like 30,000 people had 2 game shops in it, and I'm like, yeah, like this place snows over real hard. People really like their indoor activities here, and and a lot of people watch anime here. Like I was so surprised by the number of people who are like me in that regard. So she was really enjoying the fact that there was 2 game shops that were more than active here. But okay, let's go ahead. We have this downloaded now. We had upscaled to library. And now we have a version without the cat ears. So I'm going to go ahead and hit copy image, bring this to VC Create, and after I paste this in here, I'll catch up with everything you guys are doing here because I see that there's plenty. Mouse! Oh my god! Oh, I like the character, and me as a mouse is fun, and I do appreciate the prompt. Let's go ahead and paste this here. Let that upload for a second. Hey, Boken. Good to see you, buddy. All right. Now that we have this one here, we should be able to copy the image address on it. Boop, like so. And we could even use this to pull up a different character from the character portal and see if we can get some cool results with this. Oh my god, I'm loving what you guys are doing, though. It's really cool. Is that pizza? Oh my god, it's pizza. Zombie pizza slices. I dig it. I will have to explore some of these profiles that you use in Lolo because they're really fun. I would love in VC text, if you don't mind describing these profiles. I would love to for other people to know what they are and what they do. Let's see here. Ba-ba-ba. Yeah, don't prompt here. Don't do it. You're not allowed. Why are you prompting in here? All right. Okay. Let's see. I'm so sorry. No, you're good. You're good, man. Everyone does it at one point. You're good. Let's go ahead and now that we have this image sheet here, I'm going to create a new prompt /imagine, and we're going to type --sref and then paste our sheet into there. And let's see, those are Gompasta's Turnaround P-Code and the Ghoulies mood board. Nice. Yeah, I have been meaning to play around with the Ghoulies mood board, honestly. I just haven't done it yet, but it is something that I wanted to mess with. I do support and want to see that. You've put so much effort into that series, man. I really want to see it happen and whatnot. So let's first get this going though, just so that people have it. and then we're going to do hyphen hyphen oref, and then we're going to grab a character from the character sheet, the character portal here. So I will come in and let's see. Let's find one that is a bit different than what we've been having before. Vambrance. I do like Vambrance, but let's see. I've featured Drolanak a good amount on this stream. Scroll on down a little bit. Let's get into the meat of it here. I want to see. I feel like anime might be a little too easy here for this. I want to diversify a little bit. So let's do. Let's see here. We could do Michael. That might be fun. Let's do Orla here from Alistar. I know it's anime again, but I feel like this will be a good one. Just one without cat ears. And you can see they've put a lot of development into this character. It's really cute to see all this work that's been done by Alistar here. Chester is not very anime. You want me to use Chester? Okay, I could use Chester. Let's do both. Let's do both really quick. So I'm going to grab Orla here. And we're going to hop ourselves back to VC Create, paste her image here, her Omni reference, and then we're going to take a look at the character portal and see what she's all about. Orla is a mystical seer. Orla is grounded, simple, Celtic, means golden princess in Irish, which ties nicely to light in prophecy. She has a prismatic rainbow multicolor eyes. Elaris, mystical, and I guess these are other characters that are also listed here. We'll start with Orla here and then move on to Chester, going from there. So I'm going to say that she is a mystical seer, and we will start with let's do a different expression this time. Let's do that she's maybe that she's eating. Let's do something where she's eating. Okay. So we're going to do a mystical seer, face full of food, eating, and I think that should be good enough. We'll see what sort of results we get off of this one. I want to do an omniweight, and that will be hyphen OW. The default's 100. But I found that lower is kind of better for version 7. So we'll go ahead and hit submit. But we can also use Niji 6 or any other version of Midjourney that we want. And to do that is pretty straightforward. We just replace or add a parameter in there. We basically, if version 7 shows up in your prompt, then we replace that with version 6.1 or Niji 6. If we're on the website, it's even easier. You can literally just go over to your settings here and select oops, it's kind of cut off for you guys here. Let me crunch that back down here. There we go. You can see that we can switch versions of Midjourney very easily by just going to this drop-down menu here and selecting a new version. So let's see how our VC Create is coming in here. So we really need to emphasize this white background here, and maybe we definitely have the multicolor eyes. We don't even have to describe that. That's showing up here. There's a lot to learn off of the initial results that we get, because every character is different, every Omni reference is different. But let me first show you guys how to bring in Niji 6. So we just do hyphen Niji 6, and we switch OREF to CREF. That is the easiest way to just immediately switch on over to Niji. You already did Chester for me. Okay. I want to see how you experiment with this. There's some really fun ones I'm already seeing here. But I know Chester has a level of goofiness that will be hard to kind of recreate right off the bat. So it'll be some experimentation on your all's part. And we're also going to be using Midjourney Video to kind of pull additional expressions off of our results here, because we really don't need high resolution. We're talking about 360 square pixels, and that's, the Midjourney Video, especially in HD, is going to be higher than that. So we'll get there in just a moment. But let's see what the Niji 6 version looks like, and we already have something that's a lot closer to the intent here of her eating something. And we basically nailed it with the third one here. We just need to describe her as having multicolored eyes for this. But look how cute that is. I just love a face full of food. It's a cute look. So Chester is not very anime, indeed. So let's go. Facts. Yes. Let's go ahead now that we have this. This is a pretty direct result. Like we were able to make this work. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna say, hey, I like that. I want to share. I want to make sure Alistair sees that I used her character, even if she's not here, which I don't think she is. So I'm gonna hit copy image. I'm going to paste it inside of the character portal, and she's nom nom nomin. And that way she will get pinged whenever she has the free time to hop back on Discord. She'll see that her character was used here. And I can also, in order to really encourage that other people use this stuff or work off of whatever I made, you can click the three dots here on Discord and hit copy message link. This will give people a direct link to this prompt. So we can now click edit. I mean, you can also just paste it again as a new message, but I like to edit things and just keep that a little bit clean here so that also people don't get like multiple pings. I'll hit save and you can see it sends a link that we can easily hop back to Midjourney's server at any time in order to get to this prompt. So I click this, it would bring us exactly to this prompt. So that's great. And not just to the channel here. I see that we do. Yes, this is great. This is exactly what I was hoping for, and I knew that you're going to be able to knock this out. Face full of food is all well and cute until I'm trying to eat a salad in public. Then suddenly everyone looks disgusted for no reason. I'm sure that's not true, Kinky.
Nah, it's just like it's for some reason it's just the messiest thing I ever try to eat.
For me, like what is it? I tend to make a good amount of mess whenever I am trying to eat like Mexican food. Like for some reason, I just cannot keep the food in my burrito ever, and it just ends up piling up everywhere. Um, okay,
Oh,
okay,
that too. That's fine.
yeah, right in front of my salad. Okay, all right. Let's see here. And I see that we've already got some people dabbling with videos here. So again, we could start building these expressions of Orla if we like. But I want to show you guys new ways to do this stuff as well, because it does take time to do each expression each. But that's also why I provided the master sheet here that I have in Photoshop. I'm just gonna once again link that for you guys here inside of VC text, because each one of these squares, oops, that's the wrong one. Each one of these squares is the exact size for Discord stickers. So you really don't need to do any work outside of just paste the image into the square, and if you want, remove the text and whatnot. It just scales it correctly for you, because Midjourney is going to give you much higher resolution images than the Discord stickers. So that should streamline it a little bit for you. But what I can do now, and can a robot have multiple expressions? I would say no. I mean, this is a common issue with characters that have to wear masks. Actors complain about this all the time, actually, when they are casted into characters that wear helmets or masks. That it's very hard to express everything with your body language that your face would normally do. So, like unless you're using 3D or animation in order to, exaggerate reality in a way, like I would say a good example is The Mask, right? that where the character, the mask is allowed to deform and change to fit each expression. That's fine, but when you talk about a rigid metal robot like this, yeah, it's going to be a lot harder to be like show him angry, show him sad without it being some kind of digital screen on his face or the eyes otherwise changing shape to reflect this. You could certainly make him happy by giving him some little U-shaped or upside down U-shaped eyes, for example. Um, See a plain chair, it's scared expression. Yeah, I understood why you'd put something in the chair when you prompted that as well. One of the reasons it works on a character like Jason is that it hides his emotions entirely, making him scary because he seems less humanized. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. And since we are kind of inching towards Halloween, horror is one of the things that you can definitely mess around with when it comes to the like shocked or scared expressions. So let's do that one next. I wanna see. I know that you were messing with Chester here. The let's see. Did you do wacky 3x3 expression sheet? That's an interesting prompt. I definitely like this. I definitely like him all spooked like this. But I want to see if we can maybe redirect this with the prompt a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and hit reroll here. And I'm going to say that this is instead of a expression sheet. I'm going to just try to get that one expression out of Chester here. But we are going to make it a Discord sticker style in order to just, again, we're going to just diversify our options here so you guys can see all the different ways we can do this. So let's now say that this is a shocked and awe expression, white. Let's do black background this time with white border. And I'm going to say sticker as well. We're going to add the word Discord sticker in there because Midjourney does understand what you mean by a Discord sticker too. So let's go ahead and do this. I've done that for VTuber backgrounds. I've done that for streaming backdrops, particularly. If I include a streamer backdrop for Twitch, it'll make things a little purple unless you lean against the purple that is in the Twitch kind of branding. But in general, if you say that I'm doing a Twitch stream or whatever, it understands that. It's really cool. Let's go ahead and see what we get off of this here. We're getting like pixel art of Chester here. This is fun. All right, let's take a look. That pixel art's so silly. I wonder where the pixel art's coming from. It's probably coming from the uh, maybe the black background. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting, but let's go ahead and re-roll this again. We can add additional parameters to kind of help diversify our results here. Oh my god, all the shocked and awe expressions of Chester is so silly. But I'm going to add a chaos here, so hyphen C, and let's set it to like 35. Chaos tends to settle the image sooner, so it has a little more. It tends to have a little more like intent with the actual like final result. Like for example, you may think that this is a chaos result here because look at everything is just kind of wibbly wobbly with these random QR code squares or QR code like squares everywhere. But I would say that chaos is more like instead of you're trying to aim for that one, like imagine you're golfing and you have that one hole that you're aiming for, but if you increase chaos it actually adds many more holes for it to fall down into, and it some of them might be closer, some of them might be farther than what you intend, but I tend to find that chaos helps me be able to land on a more concise result when it comes to trying to trying to get what you intend here. And I think this is pretty good. I think the third one's pretty good here for Chester. So we will now go ahead and hit copy image here. And oh, there you go. There you got the sticker effect on there. Nice. Is this from using an image prompt? I think so. Yes, you used another image of Chester as the image prompt. Anytime you include an image at the front of your prompt, it's considered an image prompt, and that will heavily influence the composition of the image. And composition is like the general shape and color of things. So like how much white there is, or where the white is in the image, where the black is, so on and so forth. And so because of this image here being largely a white background and and solid character in front, it really used that as the influence here to dictate the rest of these. Can't find why it's going pixel art. So weird. Yeah, it is. It is weird. It is weird how often it is leaning towards pixel art with this. But I'm gonna go ahead and copy this result here, just so that what is it? We make sure the creator of Chester knows this, and I believe it's Lux. I believe Lux created Chester. It could be Snoopy. I always forget. Like those two easily convolute for me because they contribute to our server very much in line with each other. Was it Snoopy? Okay, all right. Let's do. Let's go ahead and search for Chester, and there he is. Snoopy, yep. And then I'll paste this in here. I always ask that now, though, guys, because I have made this mistake before, and to the point where like somebody got upset at me, and they were like, "Hey, just letting you know that was actually my character." And I'm like, if I mess that up, I'm so sorry, guys. The world of AI is weird, and it can be very very confusing because not just because I have to keep track of all you guys, but also because whenever one of you guys re-rolls or remixes off of another one's prompt, it'll show the person who created it, not the origin of the prompt, right? In order to get to the origin of the prompt, you actually have to click on the little bar up top here in order to zoom us up each step of this development of this final prompt that was used. So you could see we're jumping all the way back to like when AC was making the original expression sheets. So this is every time that's been re-rolled here. So it could be a different person every time I hit that button, right? So I'm sorry if I sometimes overlook you guys or otherwise say the wrong person. Just correct me in VC text, and I'm happy to make a note of it. But we can jump back to present here. And now I am seeing, the pixel art is just odd. I have no idea why it's doing that. But there's another way for us to actually make these stickers in order to really get some quick diversity off of a single result. We can actually use Midjourney Video to do that. So let's grab another character from the character portal. Now that we've made Chester here have a shocked and awe emote, we'll pick another expression and a new character, and then use Midjourney Video to do the exact same thing that we're doing here. So now let me get rid of Chester here. Clear. And I am going to now just scroll us randomly down deep inside the bowels of the character portal. And let's go with... and I know some of you guys have like fully developed your characters in big ways. I mean, I'm looking at Ray from Rhapsody. I'm looking at Yona from Lolo. These are very, very well developed characters at this point. I want to experiment a little bit here and see if we can... I know. We should go with someone from maybe Potato Propagator. I see that you're here. That would be fun. So if I search for, in fact, Potato Propagator, you're here. So do you have a character in the character portal you would like for me to feature? If so, just give me a name. It's a little harder for me to find people based on the authors of them inside of the forums function. But if not, no biggie. I'll just grab someone else. But it is something that if you do have a character offhand, I'm more than happy to experiment with that here. So let's see. I'll keep scrolling though and see if I can find one of them. Mm-hmm. But I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I'm having a good Friday. I'm definitely taking it easy today. And if I feel a little low energy and stuff, there's a reason. I'm very tired. It has been a long week. I don't really get into my personal life much on this stream, but it's just been a very long week for me. I've been dealing with a couple things, and doing well now though. Everything's done, so I'm happy that it's over. Search Pirate, his postal show. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Golem. I really appreciate that. So I'll search Pirate. We do got a couple pirates, but I was inspired because I know Legal Beagle's character is similar. Betty's. When I first read that, I read asbestos. But yes, I will use a Betty's for this one here. Um, so let's go ahead and grab one of these. You can see that they've provided a whole bunch of info, a bunch of CREFs, and as in diabetes. Okay, I see. I see. So we're going to use one of the existing images of this character here. I'm going to go with this one. I think this one is good. Let's go ahead and let me actually look a little bit more here. I want to see, make sure the quality is nice and good on these. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with. I'm gonna actually grab one from a little bit later generation because I know that some of these can be older, right? Like the more higher up you go, you're going to get older and older posts in terms of the like the version of Midjourney that was used. So let me go ahead and grab. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll grab one of these. I think this will be fun. I can see you've already done a good range on these. And I'll just hit copy on this. In fact, I'm going to snip this to be a little tighter on here. Killed with sugar, not salt. Got it. So I'm going to hit new. And we are going to just copy this over here. Boop. And that's going to give me just a, what is it, a more square, more full image of him. So I will now submit this image to VC Create. This is the way. Yeah, exactly. It's all helmets. Thank you for using my sheet for that. That is amazing. It would be funny if like they're all the helmets, right? Except like one of them. Like one of them is just like I don't know, has uwu eyes or something like that. But let's go ahead and submit this image here. We have a link now for it. So I'm going to hit /imagine. I'm going to post the link here. I'm going to write just a very simple prompt to get us another expression here. Looks like the SREF's causing pixel art with Chester for some reason. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to explain that one. It might just be the continuity of it, like how each one is in a blocky orientation. I think that might be it. It's just the fact that we're working with a grid is probably encouraging grid pixel results. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to grab another expression from here. So let's do. We're going to try to dramatically change this one, right? So let's do excited. Let's get them all happy and excited. So at the start of the prompt here, where is that? Okay, yes, at the start of the prompt here, I am basically just going to write that he is excited facial expression, and we're going to lean on working on top of the image here. So as a video, so that means we have to write hyphen video, and then just submit that. We'll see what we get. Off of the just the default results for this. We have a couple parameters for video that we can use as well, but the idea is that we're going to be pulling individual frames from the video in order to create the expression sheet. So we can actually say that he goes from excited to angry or excited to sad, that kind of thing as well. So we're going to let that have some time to render here. And I am, let's see, that's the stubbed his toe expression. Yes. Chester certainly stubbed his toe good in this one. I like that. But if you guys are like ever like, oh wow, I'm like I need to react to my friend that I just got hurt, or that I am frustrated or angry or upset or anything like that, you can go ahead and just use the use your little stickers as reactions. Just save them on your phone, or just save them, hit favorite on Discord. If you're using PC, you can actually favorite anything you want as a GIF, right? So that if you do want to use it as an expression later without having to make a server or anything like that, if you see a GIF that you like, you can just hit the star on it and it will put it inside of your saves. So let's let this render for a minute here. Did you want to do the prompt battle announcement, Skinky? Sorry to put you on the spot real quickly. Yeah, we'll hold off for that for a little bit. We'll try it again in a bit. Are the two boxes in the corner of the expression sheet supposed to be both eating because eating is awesome? Let's see here. They may be doing computer repairs, right? Yeah, Kiki's been having some technical problems with her computer, so she's been on her phone as of lately. But let's see here. Yes, the anime versions, the chibi versions of Chester is too funny. Okay, so we have our expressions here. That look at that, that's amazing. So we're able to use so much of this. There's a lot of potential from this. I do like the expressions that I'm seeing in the second one. I think that the first one is very loud, which is fine too. But let's go ahead and upscale the second one here. What is this gonna? Ah! Oh, ah! Okay, what did he say? Potato propagator. Here's my family friendly talking sweet potato too. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I actually do like that. That's pretty cool. That's a fun result, man. All right, so now that I have this one here, we have this loud, rather loud, happy expression here, excited facial expression. Okay, I'm going. It's I'm gonna go ahead and hit download on this video, and the easiest way to do this is either with the Midjourney website or with your Chrome browser. You don't have to like install editing software just to get a frame out or anything like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to load this into Chrome, which is what I just did here. I literally dragged the video to the Chrome browser here. And I'm going to hit play and immediately hit pause. Because what I'm going to do is after I've hit pause, it means that I can go frame by frame through this and find the expression that I like, which is this one here. And I'm going to right click on that. And you guys can't see what little pop-up window happens when I right click, but I can hit copy video frame. And that means that I can easily now paste that expression for this character here. I'm going to hit reply on this post and then paste that expression. I will send these all later after I got the full sheet done because I'll be able to make the sheet very quickly with Midjourney Video, and we'll see what we get off of this. But the next step is actually to show you guys how to do this on the website because it's the same exact process. I'm going to hit refresh so that I get all my most recent results here. I'm going to hit use, and that will repopulate the bar up here in order to get the same settings and the starting frame and all that stuff. But we're going to use a different expression from the sheet here. It's faster for me to reference this sheet from Reveille because it's right here. So I'm going to go with it hurried or in a rush. So this, we'll be able to get the expression first, and then we can go ahead and do the full body after that. So let's do a hurried and rushed expression. Okay. And I'm just going to hit submit on this now. And once we have this, we'll be able to cycle through and pick a frame that best matches this expression. And we could continue on and on and on and making the sheet for him. But I mostly wanted to show you guys how to do this with video because it's the most consistent way if you do have a good starting frame. Not everyone does. Not everyone does. Sometimes you just have an image of a character in a scene and you need to remove the background and do other things. If you just immediately jump over to Midjourney Video without a white background, for example, you're going to have to manually remove a lot more detail than you may want to when you get it uploaded as a sticker. So this is just going to be a fast and easy way to do that. All right, let's take a look here. While that's rendering here, I got a smoothie. I'm going to sip on that for a second here, and I'll be back in just a second or two. Oh yeah, yeah, very much in line with the smoothies as of lately. My local smoothie shop closed a little while ago, so I'm sadly leaning on McDonald's for my smoothies, which is unfortunate from from my taste buds. I miss my expensive chocolate and coffee smoothies. Um, but let's see here. we're gonna just let this render. It's gonna take a little bit of time here, so let's go ahead and jump over to something else here in the meantime. That sounds like a milkshake, not a smoothie, right? Yeah, is it a milkshake? Do I drink milkshakes actually? No, no, because my otherwise my stomach would be super bloaty. I don't like a lot of dairy. Even though I drink a good dairy coffee at the in the morning, I don't. My body actually doesn't handle a ton of dairy well. I found that out because well, I was reminded. I didn't find that. I was reminded of that because my mother was in town, and she was just like, "Let's go out to eat every night." And I live in the Midwest, so that means it's all cheese, and it's just everything is cheese. I had way too much cheese. I literally had to go. I'm going to lay down. And I may not get up. It's just too much. But poutine was back on the menu, and I love poutine. So my heart hates it. I get heart palpitations from it, but I love poutine. We're almost done with this video render here. Can confirm, much cheese in Midwest is delicious. Yes, yeah, you really do need to at least try proper cheese curds and gravy at least at some point in your life. It's worth it. Um, we're getting some expressions out here. I mostly want to find at this point what you guys have been up to. I think this will be fun to dig through. Potatoes give me palpitations too. Why potatoes? Let's see here. I'm gonna just kind of scroll through some of VC Create for us here. I see that we have plenty of Chesters and monsters and other fun stuff. Ooh, noob lady, you got a little zombie girl here. That's fun. I love Putin. No, no politics, sir. But no, Poutine. Poutine. Don't edit my voices, okay? But let's see here. Um, I'm curious at this point if there's any other. Oh, that's right. I wanted to mess around with these this mood board combo here. I want to see what he looks like with Victor in Lolo's Ghoulie style. You guys have already probably done this a handful of times. The same word in French though. Uh huh. Right. Yeah. Um, I mean, it is French Canada, so it makes sense. But let's go ahead and I'm going to scroll back on up to Victor here. This is the one where I used his screenshot. So we're just going to click on the top bar here. It bounces back up to him. And that's the upscaled version. Do I have it elsewhere here? There we go. Oh, that's right. I did a variation subtle of this one. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. I'll just create a new prompt. I'm not seeing my original one here for some reason, so I'm just gonna hit slash imagine. I am going to uh, paste the profiles in here just so I have them already in the prompt. And then I am going to copy the full prompt that I have here, which includes the sref and the oref. So let's just paste that into here. So now we've basically done the exact same prompt, but we have included now the profiles from Gom and Lolo. So I will hit submit and we'll see what sort of angry expressions we get out of Victor here. I'll probably change that expression from anger to something else. I'm just curious how different it is from what we had before. Um, Various expressions, silver skin. Yeah, various expressions I've definitely used to use a lot back when we were using sheets like with Niji 6 a lot. Like various expressions worked quite well for that one. With version 7 I haven't gotten as good results with that. I instead go much more direct for what I'm aiming for. Yeah, look at this. This is the grid result from Gom Pasta that they use for their emojis. So that's great. I love how angry. I just love how angry Victor is on the top left one. He's definitely younger, and this is being influenced by both Lolo and Gom's profile here. Look how badass that is. That is just awesome. But let's do a different expression here. Let's say that instead of angry expression, let's do astonished instead. We could like add some of them. There is a technique of creating unique expressions by combining two emotions together, like sad and hungry can make you like look like you're depressed and eating ice cream. You know what I mean? Like that sort of like face. And just combining two different expressions will let you explore your characters much more dramatically. But when it comes to smashing them all together, it's definitely one where you kind of go, all right, my character is performing this action. He's maybe like intensely, gonna cut down the like an enemy or something like that with a sword, but he's injured, so he's both in pain and angry. Right? You combine those two emotions, and you get an expression that's probably a lot closer to what you intend for that scene. But there we go. We have astonished, and this is like perfect. I love this. This profile might actually be a winner in that sense. I think we might have to start adopting this one, but I do love this. So you guys know. So you guys know the sunken eyes of Victor is playing on the fact that I am a computer nerd. I am on a computer for a good amount of my time as a comic artist, but also doing creative consulting and everything I did before doing what I'm doing now. And it was always kind of implied that like he's got bags under his eyes from being up all night and working and whatnot. But it's also true that like I was part of a meta event on Reddit at one point, and in that meta event, he witnesses a nuclear explosion, and I made like the sunken eyes as part of that canon. Was that the nuclear explosion he's looking at is like melting his or at least damaging, bruising his eyes. So that's a little bit of a backstory for you on that character trait. It tends to come up just because I tend to overly shade eyelids and make them dark and sunken in like that when I'm not using AI. But if we explore this here, this one's really good. I really like this. So we can actually see what this looks like also without any sort of influence of the character. So we can see what sort of results come from these profiles a little more clearly. I will just copy this prompt. Let's pick another expression here. I'm gonna go with laughing. And this time I am not going to include, I'm going to keep the same prompt. So it's going to be Victor's description, right? So we're going to see black shirt, messy hair, that kind of thing. But we're going to see it without the Omni reference here so that we get an influence. So we can get an idea of what this profile is doing without the huge amount of influence that OREF has on the results. Yeah, I can see why we want to lean with OREF here, because look at this. We definitely got a live action version of a much younger and youthful. It's a kid. It's a kid. It's a happy kid. But what are you doing here? A grid. It's more of your grid prompts here. Neat. That is really cool. I love seeing the dramatic profiles here. That's rad. That smile is so devilish on the top here as well. That's cool. I love that. That's a really cool. Actually, that's a really cool sticker. I think this top one's the winner for me. I'm going to upscale these because I like it. That's why I uppressed it. Uppressed it. I was talking with some people about what do we call gen images, right? Like, what do we call generated images actually? Are we going to call them, are we always going to call them AI images? Are we always going to call it AI art? Are we always going, like, so on and so forth? And in terms of a verb, I use the word gen. I say that I gen this. I put this together. Or, sorry, I genned, so GENNED. And I've been told that that's actually representative of something else, but I don't really know offhand what it is. But that's the style. I mean, that's the way that I verbalized it, and honestly, I'll just say this in terms of the artists that I've worked with that do not use AI or otherwise like don't use it in their work in their portfolios. They appreciate it so much when I do not convolute the wording of saying, like, for example, if I draw something, I literally mean that I draw it. I literally mean that I picked up the pen and I drew it. But I don't say that this is a drawing. I say that this is a gen image. I say that this is a generated image, that kind of thing. And it just really helps make sure that people don't get like upset or for misunderstanding what they're seeing. I think that that helps a lot. The other context is gen that I'm aware of is hacked Pokemon. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Um, I say diffuse. Not many have a clue what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're talking about because you're talking about like diffusion noise model and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the average person I don't think will understand what diffuse means. I lean on gen just because we are talking about generated stuff so much more these days than even we were 2 or 3 years ago. I would say that generated was not nearly as much of a bad word as it was back then when we were using procedurally generated stuff, for example. But a lot of people also didn't like procedurally generated stuff. Like there was a lot of contention at that time. So like, but no, I try to lean mostly on being as accurate as possible whenever I describe what I do. In order to not have that miscommunication happen. I think it's a good courtesy to give to people. It's pronounced Jen. It's pronounced Jen. Gene. It's pronounced Gene Hackman. Yeah, no. Sorry you lost me on that reference. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at these here. I like these. I like these from Gom a lot. They're pretty fun. But I wanted to hop back over to our video result here on the Midjourney website. So here is our hurried and rushed expression. This is going to involve a lot more body language in order to get the final result that I'm thinking of here. But it's a good starting point for us to find which expression kind of shows this sort of like, like if you're in a rush, your brain isn't necessarily thinking about how your face is projecting out to other people. It's thinking, I need to get to the goal. I need to get to where I need to get to. And that usually means it's a slightly more frowned or flatter expression. So let's go ahead and grab one of these as the starting point. I'm going to go with this one here, I think. It's a little too distorted. Let's go with this one here. The IPA version. Okay, I'll go with this one here. I'm going to hit copy image, copy current frame. And then I'm going to paste that current frame just into the bar up here. I'm going to click on the text here that says hurried and rushed facial expression. I'm going to say that this character is hurried and rushed. I'm going to also drag this over to the Omni reference so that this one is the core reference that we're using. And we're going to say that this is a pirate in a purple, let's do a light purple pirate outfit who is hurried and rushed. We'll say that they're also running. And I'm going to say that this is a Discord sticker with white border and black background. Okay. And let's go ahead and let's just submit that for now, and then if we need to, we'll use the Omni reference. But I also want to use Golm and Lolo's profiles that we've combined together here. Let's see, and we'll give that a try as well. So let's scroll on up to that. Here is the profiles. There it is. Did it not include the profiles when I ran that prompt? Oh my god. Okay, my bad on that one. Let me go ahead and add that. I don't know why it didn't. Okay. Now I hate it when I like talk about something and then it didn't even do the thing that I asked it or that I thought it did. So I apologize about that one. But we're gonna go ahead and now look at that. There he is. There he is. He's running. He's running and he's a sticker. He's certainly a sticker. That is amazing. And what we're doing here is we're being aided by the direction of the face, the expression of the face, and just the prompt itself, of course, right? But if I wanted to, I could hit use and then add those profiles on top of that and submit. So I'm going to go ahead and hit, also, I'm going to bring this over to VC Create using the job ID. We can do that by hitting copy and then job ID. And inside of VC Create, I can now paste this into the, so we're going to do /show and then paste the job ID, and that will bring the prompt to a different Discord server, from the website to the Discord server or whatever. I think Potato Propagator is going to want this one here specifically. So I'm going to go ahead and get this image, copy it, and then hop ourselves back to the character portal and paste that into here. And I'm going to also make sure that we have a direct link to this running action here. This is a perfect result. But the idea is that we use the expressions to get the face that we want, and then we use the that face as the omni reference to be able to make the rest of the character. Stickers get yeah. Let's go ahead and now paste that link, and I'm going to submit this, and then boom. Now Potato Propagator's got this. Awesome. Um, okay. Grandma's got a gun. I'll have to check that. MJ is great for stickers. It really is. It really is great for that. But now we'll go over to VC Create, and yeah, with the profiles, suddenly everything's anime again. Okay, yeah, that makes total sense. That's how. This is what I was expecting. All right, this is without Victor's image art at all being influenced. So look, there's no sunken eyes. There's no. It's just what we described: a popped collar and messy black hair. Basically, this is the suave version of Victor that I never really saw myself as. I see myself much more in lines of a tired geek like this, and sometimes a bit upset at the world. There you go. So let's go ahead now and explore a couple more of these stickers here. We do now have a sticker for Potato Propagator here. So let's actually make it a functional sticker. As in, we're going to take out this background, and it's a little harder because it's just giving us the highlight or the shadow from underneath the sticker to go with, instead of a clean white border with a black background. But we can make that work. We're going to hit copy image address, and then I'm going to use midjourney.com to actually make a transparency for you guys. This is a little, there's other ways to do this with other programs, but I think this will be the easiest way for you guys to do it. So we're going to hit edit URL, paste that into there, boom. Okay. And let's first try the smart select, because that can be very, very powerful. We are going to just select the background, and then we're going to hit exclude, and then select the character. That didn't do anything. Let's go ahead and go back. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the erase button or smart select here, and then I'm going to start with the character instead. There we go. There we go. That should be good enough, but I want to include a little more, but let's go ahead and first hit erase background. Okay. And at this point, you could see that it did a really good job on most of it, but there's still a couple parts that we're going to have to manually clean up. We can just use the paint tool for that, and we're going to hit restore instead of erase. Let's shrink our brush down. You can do that with scrolling on the mouse wheel, or you just sliding on the brush here. And the idea is that we're just going to add back the white border that is around this image. And there's a little bit of a shadow highlight that gives us like a guide for this, okay? So let's go ahead and get this done. This will take me a second to do, so I'm actually gonna mute up just so that I can drink this smoothie while I'm doing an outline here. All right, I'm about halfway there now. We will need to include a little bit of a cleanup on the hood as well, because the hood here has a little bit of highlight that is getting removed. You can see I just need to pop that up here, and then I'll clean that up a little better here in a minute. I could also bring this down to my tablet and actually draw it. So I'll just show you guys that really quick. A lot of people don't know that you can do this. Actually, I found out that people were like, "Wait, what? Understand? If you do own a tablet, right? That is just another mouse input. Okay, so that means that I can come into here with my pen and increase the size as I wish. Let's go for something real small, something like that, and I can just use the pen now to draw in these lines here. That's way faster for me to do it because I'm just so used to this. I've been working with tablets, digital screen tablets now for close to 20 years. It's been I've been working with Photoshop since I was like 9 or 8. My mother had was a very early adopter of these tools, so I learned it really fast. And by the time I was at college, all the classes were very redundant. I was so bored. I was so bored inside of the Photoshop classes that I had back in the day. I was just eagerly waiting for especially like Adobe Illustrator or anything like that. I was just very, very quick to use tools that they got upset at me for because like Live Trace or anything like that, because you don't have to learn the basics to use that. Does that sound familiar? Oh, you're trying to skip all the core essentials. That's what tech does. It's always been that way. If there's a more efficient way to do it, then do it. But you can see what I'm doing here is I am basically just erasing and restoring the white here until I am happy with each little part here. It's just easier for me to do it by pen, so that's what I'm doing right now. All right. Now that we have this done, this gives us a nice white outline on the character. At this point, I'm actually going to pull it back up to here for you guys. And boop, okay. Now that we have this done, the thing to keep in mind is that we want to go ahead and download the actual image here with the alpha channel preserved. If I go ahead and hit like upscale or prompt anything, it's going to fill in the alpha channel or the grid that you see behind the character here. But if we just hit download now, and I'll just save it here, what's going to happen is it preserves the alpha channel that's around it. So I can come over to our post to the character portal from Potato Propagator and drag and drop that into the editor. And look at that. It preserved the alpha channel in the original image. So now I can paste that into here. And now Potato Propagator has a sticker, a Discord sticker. We finally got to the Discord sticker part of the stream here. What I'm going to do is I have that saved. I will go ahead and inside of our server here, our community server, we are going to go ahead and I just need to hit show servers here to get to this menu here. You guys get to see the back end of the server. Oh my God. So risque. But I'm going to hit stickers here on Discord. And and then at this point, we can see we have a whole bunch of stickers from you guys. I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop the sticker that we made from Midjourney into here. Actually, upload sticker. Or did that work? No, I have to hit upload sticker. Upload sticker. I'm going to choose the file. And I will grab the image that we just downloaded here. In fact, I have to see where I downloaded it. Where did it go? Where are you? Show folder. Okay, you're on my desktop. Okay. The best sticker courtesy of Rhapsody? Yes, the relax mode one where you feel kind of like it's stuck because you have to wait. Yeah, no, I love that sticker. But I'll go to my desktop here. I have the sticker here. And now I'm just going to call it something fun. So let's do Run, Potatoes, Run! Just to give it a fun little name here. But the emoji related to it is something that you can actually just quickly evoke here. So let's do Run. and I will replace it with the shoe. So whenever people use the shoe emoji, they can quickly get this sticker. And if we wanted to, we could include a description, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna submit this. Whoop. And now there you go. We now have Potato Propagator as an official sticker for the Gnarly Studios server. So I'm really glad to be able to include new people on this list here. We tend to lean on a couple of people, and it's really fun to always add someone new here. We have two more sticker slots available before we upgrade to level 3. We tend to have trouble holding level 3 in general. I don't ask anybody to boost our server, but I always appreciate it when you guys do. Um, but if we needed, we can always purge a couple of these. But we have two more sticker slots available, so anyone else who makes a cool sticker that is part of our server, I will upload those to and fill up these slots. Why not? I'm honored. Thank you. No, that I just thank you for submitting your character. This is awesome. Okay. All right. Let me close this on out now. You have that here. It's yours now. Yeah, look at that. There it is. It's you can start using it now on other servers. There you go. Enjoy. Let's see here. Now that we also have this though, we can go back to our prompt that we actually made. And this is the one that was using, because we have the finished version here, but this is also the one that used the profile from Lolo and Golem together. And you could see that it definitely makes it far more of a drawn aesthetic as opposed to this more rendered. I mean, but they're both drawn, but this one is rendered with proper like highlights and shadows, while this one is more Linclair or clean line version of it. So both of them are valid and awesome, and I think they're really cool. But now that we have this sticker here, as a single image here, we could go ahead and delete all the little like shadows and things to animate this or anything like that. But it's a lot easier now that I've done that work already inside of the sticker. I can just drag that image, that downloaded image now as a starting frame and say that the pirate is running in a rush. Just something, and we'll keep it on low motion so that it's just this image here. We'll see what that does when that's done. Okay. Hey, Kinky, are you here by chance? What is this? Stifled laugh expression? Stifled laugh. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Expression smirk, very... Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. I do dig that though. It's pretty cool. I like this. I like this kind of more smirky. Yeah, yeah. Me as a zombie. That's pretty fun, Lolo. I like that. I digs it. Okay. Mm. At this point, I want to make sure that we get a couple more of you guys involved in here and seeing what we got going on. But I wanted to thank you guys so much for joining the stream. I see a couple new faces here. Thank you so much. I'm going to give a little intro here for anyone that is new. My name is Victor Gnarly. I'm a former visual effects artist for various different Adult Swim shows. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, making stuff with Midjourney. We're doing some really cool cartoon stickers with Discord today, but if there's anything that you guys want to experiment with or do, just feel free to message inside of VC Text. You'll find VC Text just above the stage here. You'll see VC Text and VC Create. VC Text is where we're all chatting on the left side of my window here, and VC Create is where we're all prompting together. Everything that we do here ends up on Twitch and YouTube, so feel free to catch up with the stream if you had to step out or anything like that on those services. Cool. What is this? Yeah, dance. That was a great inspiration for the character and mood board. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan of gorillas, man. Like I've been told that gorillas is like obviously influential on both my traditional art and my generated stuff. It is certainly true that I'm influenced heavily by Tank Girl and Gorillas, which is the same artist. So, the Reddit. The Reddit song is what I hear whenever I see this damn GIF. Oh no. Okay, and if you know the story about that, great. If you don't know, don't ask. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's see. I like this zombie version of me a lot, though. I think that there's a lot of things we could do with this. But now that we've kind of gone through the basics of like creating the Discord stickers and what you guys want to do with it, I want to see the stickers you guys make inside of chat. So feel free to post them. But we can use these for more than just Discord. We can actually use these to make VTubers as well. So if you've ever been interested in VTubing, there is a couple different services that you can use to make a character for yourself very, very fast. You do not need a fully rigged 3D model, let alone like a AAA class, expensive multi-thousand-dollar model or character model. But you can just use a couple of pictures as your VTuber, and the key thing with this is that you want to make sure that you basically use that expression sheet that we've been building, and you're going to grab two or three different expressions and use them. So like open mouth, closed mouth, surprise, that kind of thing will be very useful for you if you're going to be VTubing. I'm currently using two images for your PNG tuber. Tanner, do you mind if I show off your PNG tuber that you've been working on? I'm very curious to put it on air here, but I know you might still be working on it, so I don't. Feel free to post it inside of VC Create, whatever's the easiest way to show it off. I'll go ahead and do that right now because you've already done the hard work for me, so I might as well show off your hard work. Monkey, monkey. Thank you, Lolo. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that, Tanner. So Tanner is using OBS, which is what I'm using. I've used Streamlabs before and whatnot, but uh, it's the same thing. It's just a reskin of OBS. So
Hello.
you can see here that Tanner just said hello. But if I go ahead and full screen this, and I have to download it to do this. So let's download full screen this, and here's Tanner.
Hello. I have a PNG tuber now. Isn't that crazy?
It is indeed crazy. That is awesome, and you can see it. The character just lights up and opens their mouth whenever they speak. And am I right in that you're using are you using PNG Tuber from Steam, or what service are you using for this? Because there are so many now. There's PNG Tuber Plus. There's let's see, what is the other one that I was using? Fuji is a good one because it lets you do it over Discord as well. Vadotube. Okay, cool. Vadotube Mini. So there's so many options out there that you're welcome to use. I want to see this happen because it means that one day that we'll be able to have a whole bunch of you guys on the stream here and making stuff. But I really do appreciate you letting me know which one you're using. And I will link that. You've the first person I've seen pronounce that correctly that isn't aware of Fugi as a person. Good, good, good. I like being the first. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna open this in another window here real quick. Itch.io, nice. All right, so this is what Tanner is using to make the VTubers. You could see that it's tracking the microphone and then reacting to the microphone as you speak. So you'll be able to do a whole lot of stuff with this. I'm going to direct link it for you guys here so that you're welcome to start making your own VTubers with these Discord stickers that we have. It's an itch.io link. So there you go. Feel free to start playing around with that because basically the way that it works is you're going to be able to upload like 4 images, and those 4 images will react based on what your voice is doing, and maybe even key commands and things like that, depending on how complex the software is. What Kinky is using is actually linked to her Discord account, so whenever she speaks on the stage here, it will highlight. But if you're not on the stage, it'll basically stay in an idle state like you're seeing her. So, it is something where you want to look into how the actual PNG tubers function, because every one of them is a little bit different when it comes to whether it's available for other people to use on their streams or not, that kind of thing. But at this point, I'm loving this cute little character here. Anime expression sticker, full body, fluffy anthropomorphic cat with short brown hair, brown eyes, glasses, white paws, and a medieval ranger suit. He is panicked, running away. There you go. Nice. And again, if you're not happy with this pose, but you love everything about this character, right? Just hitting animate low and hit submit, that's enough. That should be enough to get you a slightly different pose of this scene that might have a better silhouette for your intention. The silhouette is very important when you start talking about making your characters recognizable. As for the Sage and Michael comics, I very specifically add their names into their silhouettes so that people can recognize them without actually ever seeing what they look like. And that is most evident with Michael. So Sage has banana bangs. That's what I coined them as, is these long yellow bananas that hang in front of her are actually just, her bangs. So we just started calling them banana bangs. But if I come over to the character portal here and I search for Michael, oh come on, it's not letting me highlight. Let me delete this with my keyboard. There we go, Michael. There we go. So the key thing about Michael's character design is that he actually has his M drawn into his hair. So if I zoom in on any image of Michael, you will always see that there is an M at the tip of his hair. These little like signature things are done by lots of cartoonists. I mean, I first started doing it because I saw Matt Groening doing it. So Matt Groening puts his signature in his characters all the time. So I instead just write the first initial of my characters inside of their designs. It makes it a little more identifiable, and also it's one of those kind of subconscious thing that I think people catch on to without even recognizing it. But I try to do that as often as I can with the characters that I use a ton. So like I've built a really complex character sheet for Michael here that we've been using a lot lately in the comics, and it's just written very, very cool to see the recent explosion of popularity that my series has gotten. The Destiny is the Sage's mother. She actually, instead, it doesn't have the same like identifiable silhouette, but is instead an altered version of Sage, where I specifically said I wanted an older character. I wanted a character that's her mother, so on and so forth. And that was largely done by saying, hey, here's the original character. Now let's make it let's see what she looks like a bit older. Let's see what she looks like a bit more hippie. A proper flower child. My mother was a flower child, so like I draw a lot of inspiration of Destiny from both my mother and my partner's mother, but it's definitely someone that I feel a lot of connection to. So I love being able to include the subtle changes to Sage's character design that really sell that she is a more free-spirited and wilder person than she'll ever be. But yeah, there you go. So at this point, I'm gonna hop ourselves back over here and stop talking about my stuff and start talking about your all stuff. Let's see here. Okay, so here's the run. Let's take a closer look at this. Oh, that first one's really good. There's a little bit of like the cat's feet turned into normal shoes, right? In plenty of these. We have to be aware of that. The silhouette improves on the fourth one as well. But let's go ahead and upscale the first and the fourth. I say upscale, we're just going to render these video outputs. So you can see the shoes just become regular shoes as soon as the running starts, which is very normal for anthropomorphic AI video. It doesn't really understand that even with the context. So like it's really important to kind of re-roll anthropomorphics a little more often than you would normally, just so that you don't get stuck with a design flaw like that. But I think we'll be able to make good with something like this, you know? In fact, I want to make a loop version of this instead. I think that will make a lot more sense for the next step, which is turning these into moving GIFs, so that you guys can animate with this stuff as well. So let's try that. We're going to hit re-roll on this, and I'm going to add hyphen hyphen loop. And once I have a looped version of this cat running, I'll be able to use that as a GIF inside of. I think I will have to use Photoshop for that one, but we'll see. We'll see what we get off of that. In order to isolate it. But as a loop, we should be fine to just copy it and use it as a GIF. So it should be good. We'll see. We'll see if it needs any editing. Yeah, editing any kind of video tends to, be pretty demanding. It's harder to do with cloud services. Like there are cloud editors out there, sure, like plenty of them, but like Canva and other things like that. CapCut is probably the most popular one right now. But I tend to prefer my old school Adobe programs, and they're being updated every day with new tools. Not every day. Wow, not every day. But maybe every couple of months there's a new tool that is inside of Adobe. But it's what I use professionally. It's what I lean on. So I try my best not to dive into that because I know it's another subscription service and people don't really want to be taught Adobe stuff. I do teach Adobe stuff when requested on our server. So if you do have a specific program that you want me to kind of dive into, like After Effects or Photoshop or anything like that, we're more than welcome to do that during our Wednesday jam sessions, or maybe on another day if you ask pretty please. We can maybe make that work. But let's see. Now here's the looped version of it. Now the character is definitely, flowing out of frame here. Like, I mean, it's not out of frame, but definitely shrinking in size and coming back to full size with the loop here. So I think what we need to do is we need to describe the character a lot less and describe their action a lot more. So let's do anime expression sticker. It's definitely not a sticker anymore. We're making it a run. So let's do panicked running away as the only part of the prompt with the loop function still on there. And we'll see if that loses all the anthropomorphic context or not. It's pretty good. It's pretty good at figuring that stuff out without it. It's just a lot of times when we add these little details that we use to create the original image and we have all that inside of the video prompt as well, it tends to want to like feature these things as parts of your video as well when it's already in your image. Like there's already so much info that's in your image. So you really shouldn't need more than that. But what is this? Sneaky cat girl with short, white, messy hair. Ooh. Is that Golem in Nia? Is that Nia? That's I'm curious. Theo Brightpaw. I see. Doll. Theo Brightpaw. We'll see how this loop function works on using the much shorter prompt here. I think that's what's rendering right now. So we're just going to give that a minute here. Yep, it's doing it. It's doing it. Yeah, it's Nia. Of course it's Nia. Why is he turning around though? We don't need him to turn around. Let's make sure that in the prompt we also encourage her to not turn around. Away? Yeah, it's probably away. You're probably right. Panicked running would probably be enough. You're right. So let's try that. I'm just going to re-roll this one more time. And instead of running away, we're just do panicked running. That same thing happens when you say out of frame or like running out of frame. The character will actually leave the image a good number of times. But when you intend to do it, it can sometimes fight with you. But gotta run, have fun. Thanks, Victor. All right, Reveille, thank you so much for being here. We are coming closer to the end of the stream. We do have something called a show after the show, which it's immediately after we're done here. We are going to have a place where you can come onto the stage and start talking with us directly. Oh my God, that's Sage. If you include Sage in the Ghoulies, okay, Lolo, I'm so curious and also afraid of what you're going to do. But yes, that is very cute. That is a very, very cute version of her, and I can clearly tell it's Sage too. You have the not just the banana bangs in the front, but also the messy, crumply shirt. Sage doesn't really take care of her clothes, right? Like, she just puts on whatever's on there. She barely does laundry. Like, she's a workaholic all through and through. Does not care about her appearance nearly as much as, say, Vicky does, who very much cares about her appearance. And things like that. There have all these sort of, like, character ideas that always kind of stick, especially when it comes to the behavior and choices. I recently had an amazing comment that validated me so hard when it came to this stuff, which was when I posted the most recent Sage comic. It ends with a kind of an extremely embarrassing moment for Sage when she was a kid. And the thing is that somebody commented saying, "Now I know why she's so serious all the time." Okay, I was so validated by that statement, because I was like, yes, like she is very much serious all the time, simply because she was kind of robbed of her childhood. Okay, like as a key character trait of herself is that she had to grow up very, very fast, and because her mother is essentially an irresponsible child, and so because of that, she is very serious and takes everything in a way that that may not be as like happy-go-lucky that like people tend to expect out of characters that look like this. But she definitely is one of those people who is like, she will stop the fun in order to get the job done. Kind of an attitude, and I was so validated by that statement, so I had to mention that. But let's take a look here. We have them running now. It's still a little bit of a turn that's there, but that's okay. We can make this work. Did the loop not get added? End loop. Okay. It did get it. It was supposed to be a loop. It does loop. Okay. Yes, it does loop. It just kind of does a freeze frame there. So why don't we try this on high motion instead? So motion low. Let's switch that to high. I do think the word away really did have that impact of a lot of turning around, though. So I do think that was a really great note, Goem. Thank you. And now that we have Sage here, though, I definitely want to do this. I'm going to go to the website. And before I render a video with this, because that's what I'm going to do. I am going to render a video, but I want to make sure that the aspect ratio is good for that, right? So let's go ahead and grab Lolo and their profile code here. That's right, I have it back up here. There we go, right here. I'm going to grab their profile code because I'm going to expand the scene here to be a aspect ratio I consider mandatory for the Sage comics, which is 4:3. I recognize that yours is 16:9 though. So because this is Lolo's, I am going to respect his aspect ratio for this. Normally I do 4:3 because 4:3 is what I want to bring back for the Sage series. It also, weirdly enough, fits better. Not weirdly, but it fits better on phones as a widescreen aspect ratio. I hate vertical. I hate vertical with a passion. I get no background context. I don't know the scene. I hate how stuff gets cut off. Blah 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 blah. But 4:3 does fit it a little better than 16:9. But for the sake of this one, especially since I know that he's aiming for his own Adult Swim show someday, I want to make sure that we can come into here and just clean up some of the edges here. Old man yells at cloud phone. Yes, exactly. I hate it so much. I don't know. It's the worst trend of it to ever happen to video. It's, it really is. Anyway, I'm going to clean up some of the edges here a little bit. I'm going to hit erase, and just clean up a little bit of the edges just in case there is some sort of framing or otherwise a blocking of the image here. It does take away a little bit of the candle that's there, but I think this is worth it to make sure we get a nice cohesive background. I'm going to paste the profiles into there, and then I'm going to say that this is a um, a spooky, I don't know, like witch tavern. Sure, let's just do a spooky witch tavern. Um, and then I'm gonna hit submit on this because the profile's in there. And just to confirm, okay, yes, that is I believe just Lolo's, so that's good. That should work. All right, now with the inclusion of the profile and the inclusion of some context that is pretty close, we got a really good background, some good background options here. Who's that? Maybe Malice is back here or something like that. That'd be fun. But I want to find, yes, let's go with that. It's a simple background. We should be able to do it. Need this video before all my videos. But let's go ahead and clean up just this little guy here, just so that it doesn't render anything like a weird character popping up in the background there. There's a mirror here, but I'm going to leave that. I mean, I'm going to get rid of some of these mushrooms that are here just because I feel like that's a little distracting. And I try to do little minor cleanups here for anything that I feel like the video will read very weirdly. So I think the upper shelf here doesn't make sense. So let's do that. And then I will hit submit on an edit for this, and then we'll run it through video. Video orientation from XKCD, one of the best comic artists on the planet, and he makes stick figures. Okay, this is why I keep telling people you don't need AI to make comics, but it's also true. Like, you don't need art skills to make comics either. Like, you can do this and be one of the funniest people on the planet. I love XKCD. His comic about standards is so freaking funny. Yeah, I'll let you guys Google that one on your own time. Um, okay, this is a good one right here. That's good. And now I will upscale this to gallery. And there's someone at my door. My dog's going to start barking like crazy. Just a second. I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to shut him up.
Do you want me to do the announcements?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I live. Yes, I'm sorry. I had to go to the bathroom. Um, I'm Kinky Kong, and I'm here to talk to you about a little thing we call prompt battles. No, not yet. Not yet. Actually put a muzzle on it a few minutes ago. I had to repair the keyboard, and it was just crazy. It was all crazy. Every weekend we do a game called Prompt Battles, and in that game we all prompt the same general idea for 10 minutes. We do this over and over again because right after we do the same idea, we put those ideas in image form into a poll unit. And a poll unit is a place where you can put your images and vote on them, all anonymously. So we vote on them, and then the person who gets the most votes gets to be the winner. And the winner gets to tell everyone what to do next for the next 10 minutes. It's pretty fun. We do it from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, we do it from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm sorry, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's a real good time. It's a drop in, drop out event. You don't have to be there all day. You can do one or two rounds, whatever you like. And everybody will win free fast hours, whether you actually win a game or not. So come on down. Come play with us. It's a really good time.
Yeah, and it's a great way to learn. I definitely Yeah, you definitely see how diverse everyone else's approaches are to prompting in Midjourney, and it's really cool. I mean, some people are just very image heavy, like me. Like I draw a ton and then gives that to Midjourney and say animate it or do that. But like when it comes to prompt battles, like it really lets you know like the technical side so much more when it comes to how people the different people frame their prompts, that kind of thing. It's very cool. I use Adobe
Yeah.
Character Animator, correct? Sorry. I when someone pops up a message, I will just interrupt what I'm currently saying to say it. It's a bad habit of mine. I apologize. Um,
I just did it 15 times when I was doing the essence. Such a short amount of time, but I will hop back off the volume and mute myself.
Oh, well, thank you, Kiki, for that, and I hope you guys are enjoyed today's stream. This stream was pretty direct. Like we did what we wanted to do when it came to making stickers. We animated those stickers. We gave those stickers full body poses, and also showed you how to upload them to Discord so you can make your own server and start sharing them and reacting to your friends and family with them. I highly recommend that if you are especially if you're active on Discord with your friend group and stuff like that, you start doing that because that it means that like people will start to see like, oh, how did you do that? How did you make that? And it lets people like immediately understand why you use Midjourney. At least it becomes a quick, palatable, easy thing to drive engagement of your friends and family. It's really cool. I really do like it. So the cat is a PNG tuber. Yeah, indeed. The pop, 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 pop. I've seen that cat used as a default for PNG tubers all the time. But thank you for linking the server there. You're welcome to join the server for the show after the show that will be starting here in a couple minutes. It'll let you come on stage and start to talk to us directly. I may this show after show might be a little shorter than normal just because I might have to run out in about half an hour. We'll have to see. It just depends on whatever came at my door. But I'll see what goes on there in a minute. But let's see how the last thing I'm going to show here. Let's see what did you link here, Bob? Before I show Lolo's thing here, I want to see this GIF that you have posted here. Oh, that's badass. Oh, you and Potato Propagator should probably do something together. Honestly, if you dig pirates and all that stuff, you might be able to make some educational material with him. That might be fun. But let's take a look at this video that's rendering here. It's almost done. We have the first one finished here. This looks so good. I'm going to link all three of these inside of VC Create for Lolo so that he has them. But this one is without any prompt. It's just the video, so it's relying entirely off of image interrogation to animate and decipher what's inside of this video here. But you could see that it just does a really good job being a talking head, right? The background kind of shifted there on this version, but it is so cool to be able to do this, and you'll be able to use programs like After Effects and whatnot to really finalize and punch these up however you want. But you may not even need that if you just use the extension function within Midjourney. So like look at this. It just you can do your ADR and voices over these videos and just make that work. It's so cool. The Ghoulie style, it just animates so well. Yeah, you're right, Goem. It just animates so well in Midjourney. It really does. That is a good shot. That is a good damn shot. Oh wow. Especially if it's just investigating a room. This is awesome. So let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing we did earlier. Copy job ID. And then I am going to paste that inside of VC Create. And then I'll also link that inside of our server so that we have access, or so that Lolo also has access to this. So I will /show all three of these. The next stream will be much more video focused. It'll be focused on Halloween. We might try to make a Halloween special. We might try to do something. If we're able to be that ambitious, we'll see what we can get done. So maybe we should do some Ghoulies related stuff. If you're down, Lolo. If you're down. But let's go ahead and paste all three of these. It needs sound. Yeah, it really does. Some of these do desperately need sound. Okay. There we go. All three of these are now inside of VC Create. So I will now hit copy link, and I'll download one of them so that I will link it inside of the our server for everybody. I'm gonna link the one that had the good walk in here. Um, let's see here. This one I'm gonna link. I think this one's good. So let's hit download video. Right click and hit download raw video. I prefer working with raw. The media, the download for web is literally just there is no upscaling technically. It's just made bigger in order to play better on social media. But I'll go to our Discord here. I am going to hop on over to our AI channels in here and link that inside of the White Lodge, which is our kind of slice of life AI channel. And I am going to paste that video into here and then link it. And now we have it. So I'll be sure to put that in some character portal stuff as well. So thank you so much. And, in fact, I'm also going to forward this to the Sage Comics. And then that should be it for today. There we go. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all the time that you guys have spent with me today. If there's anything that you want to ask, feel free to join the server and talk in the show after the show. We'll be happy to see you, okay? All right, you all have a good night.